welcome to the 11th session of our online class for the subject of science and for the standard of 7. Okay, you know we have started with our 6th chapter, that is physical and chemical changes. Okay, so in the previous session I had told you about the physical changes. What is the meaning of physical changes? Okay, so physical changes are temporary changes, and not only that, according to your 6th standard chapter, it is called as reversible changes, and those changes are not permanent. So that is why they are called as temporary changes. Then I told you what is the meaning of chemical changes. Chemical changes, the changes takes place completely and it is called as non-reversible changes. So today I am going to give you some simple examples of chemical changes. Okay. Now for example, you take a balloon. You are blowing the balloon. That is, you are filling air into the balloon. And then the balloon breaks. So what happens? Can you get back the original balloon again? No. So that is an example of chemical change. And then next, you take the raw rice. Put it into the water. Keep it on the stove. It is being cooked. The cooked rice is ready. Can you get back the raw rice again? No. So that is again another simple example of chemical change. Then you are having milk. So the milk, after boiling, you get the layer of cream on the top. So you churn it. Okay, so after churning from the milk, what do you get? You get butter. So again, can you get back the milk to it? No. And that same butter, you heat it, you melt it, and then you cool it down, you get ghee. So once the ghee is ready, you don't get back the butter again. So all these are simple examples of chemical changes. The food what you are eating, it goes into your stomach and gets digested. Now you want back the food what you have eaten. Can you get it back from your body? It is not possible. And then the fruits are getting ripened in the trees. So those fruits also, after once it is ripened, can you get back the raw fruit? It is not possible. So these type of changes which takes place permanently. So such type of changes are called as chemical changes or non-reversible changes or permanent changes. You cannot get back the original substance back, or you cannot get the original product back. So in the chemical changes I had told you that if two products are mixed together or if two solutions are mixed together, you get a new product. So we can, in your textbook, you can refer to your textbook, there are some chemical changes which are taking place. So open out your readers, open to page number 60 and see the activity 6.6 along with that figure 6.3. So over there they have given you the activity. Don't try these activities at home. It is only for you to read and understand. So there is a chemical called as magnesium. So that comes in the form of strips of pieces or in a long strip that we call it as the magnesium ribbon. So magnesium strip or the ribbon. So take the tip of it, the end of it, near to the flame of a candle. So when the flame of the candle touches the tip of the ribbon, it starts to burn. So when it is burning, you can see a very bright white light. Okay, you can see a very bright white light, and allow that strip of magnesium to burn completely. So when it burns completely, it produces ash. So the new product what you have got from this is ash. So for burning, for any substance to burn, you need oxygen. So the magnesium is combined with oxygen and it gives a new product, that is the ash. So now next what you are going to do, the same magnesium, okay, the magnesium ash which is there. Okay, so the chemical name for magnesium is Mg and combines with oxygen. For oxygen the chemical name is O2. So it gives you a new product, that is MgO, that is magnesium oxide. So magnesium combined with oxygen gives you oxide. So now this ash what is produced by the burning of magnesium. Take this ash, mix it with water. That is, take a beaker, put the ash into it and stir it well. So after this it gives another new product. Okay, so water, the chemical name of water is H2O. H stands for hydrogen and 2 stands for 2 atoms of hydrogen. O stands for oxygen. So 1 atom of oxygen. So 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Together it is called as water and the chemical name is H2O. So mix this ash in water, the ash of the magnesium. Okay, so mix it with water. So MgO, magnesium oxide. Mg stands for magnesium, O stands for oxide, plus water, H2O. So magnesium oxide plus water gives you magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so that is Mg, it stands for magnesium, O oxide, and H2 is for hydrogen. So it gives you magnesium hydroxide. So this is a new chemical product which you get. So this cannot be got back as a magnesium strip or a magnesium ribbon. So this is a permanent change and the new product what is being given now. So now we'll see to the next activity. So the next activity, okay, open to page number 61. Activity 6.7 and figure 6.4. So for this what you have to do, don't try these experiments at home, just read it, understand. As you are reading, imagine what will be happening. Okay, dissolve copper sulfate. Okay, there is a chemical called as copper sulfate. Dissolve means what? Mix it with water in half a cup of water, and this should be mixed in a glass tumbler or a beaker which is transparent so that you can see the changes that is taking place. So after you dissolve copper sulfate in a half a cup of water, to that you have to add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute means what? It should be thin. It should not be a thick liquid. It should be a thin liquid of sulfuric acid. The minute you add this to the copper sulfate and water solution, the color of it will immediately change. It will become blue in color. And to the same solution, that is the blue solution, what you have to do, okay, take a iron nail, or if you have an old blade, okay, so these two, in this two, any one, take it and put it into the blue solution. Leave it for half an hour. Don't disturb it. Leave the beaker aside. After half an hour, if you see, the blue solution would have become green color. The blue solution fully changes into green color. And what would have happened to that nail or the blade? What color that would have become? You know, the nail means it has got a shiny gray color on it. Or if it is a blade, it is like a silver color or a steel color. Now remove the blade or the nail. So whatever you have put inside the blue solution, after it has turned into green, remove it. After removing, if you see the nail or the blade, even that one's color also would have changed. It would have changed into brown color. Now why did this blue solution change into a green color, a green solution? It is because the nail or the blade, it is made of iron. So when iron comes in contact with this solution, okay, so that is the blue solution to green solution. Why did it happen? Because the nail or the blade is made of iron. So the nail or the blade turns brown color. So what is deposited on it? The copper is deposited. So when the copper sulfate is is mixed with water, and when you have added dilute sulfuric acid as well as you have added a nail to it, so the nail is iron. When all these combine together, the whole color is being changed, and even the solution is changed, and even the blade or the nail also has changed its color. So over here, the copper sulfate solution. How did you get it? The copper sulfate solution was first in blue color, and then to it you added iron, that is the nail or the blade. So it became iron sulfate solution. Okay, that is the copper sulfate solution, the first blue color. When you added the iron to it, the blade or the nail, that forms a new product called as iron sulfate solution. So that iron sulfate solution only was the green color solution. So after that, the new product what you got was the copper, and this copper changed the nail or the blade into brown color. So this is the reason why the blue color solution changed into green color solution, and either the nail or the blade which you dropped inside also changed its color because of the deposit of copper. So there are other simple chemical changes which you can see at home. At home you will be having fruits and vegetables. For example, you have apple or banana. Take the apple, cut it into slices, keep it on a plate or a bowl and leave it aside just for 5 minutes to 7 minutes you leave it. See the change in color. It is the same thing even in bananas. Okay, peel out the skin, make it into slices, keep it aside for just 10 minutes is enough. You can see the banana has got a brown or a black shade on the top of the fruit, and the apples will have a brown shade on the top of the slices. So this is nothing but the chemical change. Okay, the change in the color of the fruit. Or if you have vegetables at home, take a brinjal or a potato. So cut the brinjal into pieces, keep it aside, don't put it in water. Cut the potato, peel out the skin, cut the potato, keep it aside. Within few minutes you can see their color is changing. So because these vegetables or the fruits, they come in contact with the moisture that is present in the air. So that brings a change in color. So for the next we will see one more activity what is being given in your book.